guys, so today I am going to be showing my movie inspired Bonnie mask. So as we know, today is FNAF's 10-year anniversary. It's just crazy to think about that this whole series has gone on for 10 years straight. I joined around 2015, late 2015 probably. And it's really nostalgic to think about just like how much has happened since then. To think there's a movie out now, it's really just crazy. So yeah, so today, as I said, I'm going to be showcasing this Bonnie mask that I made. I actually started this before the movie came out. So at first it was supposed to be like a help wanted Bonnie mask, but as the movie was being made and we saw teasers for it, I decided to turn it more into a movie based Bonnie mask, but it can really be either. Like, it's obviously not like the exact colors of the movie. It's more help wanted, but it's kind of like a mix of both the design. I finished this not too long ago. I still had it like sitting for a little bit, and I don't know if I'll add a little bit more details to it because I recently got an airbrush. So I was thinking about doing some airbrushing details, but I just left it for now because I didn't know if I was going to ruin it or not. I'm sure I won't, but I'm still going to make the decision if I will do that or not. Yeah, I guess we'll just start off with the head. The head and the jaw are two separate pieces, as in my old mask, which, if you guys didn't know, is my pig patch mask. I'll show them two side by side later. Here is the actual mask itself. It's entirely made out of foam. The base at least. I have a couple pictures, actually, from the process of making this. Not any videos, but just some, process photos. I glued on the, muzzle, which was also foam, and I carved out this little piece, which is like the bridge of his nose, which gives it like a more accurate look, because I was looking at a 3D model, while making this guy. His ears, I'll pan up here. His ears are obviously two separate pieces, like in the game, and they're also detachable, which I will take off in a sec. The inner ear is also a separate piece, just glued on, and then I covered it in the one piece of fabric, and then the other piece. So yeah, I also, when I was covering this part in fabric, I just tucked it under because this part wasn't fully glued down. It was like glued down here, so I could actually like tuck it under and then glue it, which actually made it look a lot cleaner. This mask is also a lot less seamless, I guess you could say, than my past mask, because in the last one, you could just see the different pieces of fabric glued on, but here it's a little less noticeable, at least to me it is. Like, you can obviously see, especially at the back, there's you can tell a lot more, but for this one, it's more, I just did like big pieces of fabric instead of a bunch of separate ones, which there are separate ones, as you can see. If it picks up on camera, there's a big seam down here that goes all the way to the top of the head, and from the back it goes around. But it's a lot harder to notice, maybe because this is thinner fabric, I'm not sure. And I know you can also use like patterns, like by putting like foil, not foil, but whatever it's called, on it, and then duct taping it and then cutting it off, which I might try in my next mask whenever that is. But for now, I just tried this method and I think it worked. Like, there's also some seams back here, since the folds and everything, which I discovered a new technique to hide those too. You just whenever there's a fold, you like glue inside of it and then cut it off, which it still leaves a mark, but it's a lot less like bulky. His nose is made out of air dry clay. If this focuses, this camera, obviously not like the most best clay to use, but that's what I had on hand, and it actually worked really well. And then I just painted it black, and that's all really. His eyes are made out of these homemade like Christmas ornaments, which a lot of people use making these kind of masks, which is my first time using them too, and I think it looked really good because I'm gonna put a picture up here. The old eyes I made out of ping pong balls, a ping pong ball, and it didn't look bad at the time. They made the eyes really small, which looked a little creepier, honestly. But I think this looks a lot more accurate, and it gives an illusion that it's always like looking at you, like no matter what direction. These are just pieces of fabric obviously glued onto the eye, and you can't see any glue marks because it's under it. This fabric, I know it's not like accurate, like there's a bunch of lines in it, but that's the main reason I use this fabric, because it had those lines in it, which gave it more of an endo look, which is more of like a sister location thing with like Ennard and whatnot. But it's kind of also stylized in my own way, so I think it looks a lot better this way. Instead of just using a regular piece of like gray fabric. I could have also used silver fabric, but this was on hand. So yeah, and these eyes, the actual like pupils and stuff, the pupil is a printed out picture of the actual eyes from the movie, and then like glued on a piece of cardstock, and I just cut out a hole in the pupil area, so I can obviously see. One thing about these new eyes, compared to the old one, it is, if you saw in the beginning, this mask lights up, the eyes light up. So because I added the paper, like the cardstock, on the eyes, it kind of like blocks the glowiness a little bit. I guess I'll just turn it on right here. I'll show the light up mechanism in a sec. So it lights up, which looks still pretty cool, but in the movie, like the actual eye part is like the eyeball part is supposed to glow, which now the pupil glows, which I think still looks pretty good since it like you can see it from here. It also the glow shows a little bit through the mask, but it's fine since I couldn't really do much about that because I had to trim down the fabric a little bit, so it looks cleaner, but whatever, things happen, I guess. So yeah, like I said, let's get back into the ears. Try to zoom in here a little bit. So for the ears, like I said, they're not actually in there. Like, I'll take them off in a sec. But this part right here is made. I'll switch out the camera. This part right here is it's like a plastic cylinder piece. I couldn't really tell you what it's taken off of, but and then there's just two pieces of cardboard on each side, and then I actually colored it with a silver Sharpie, which makes it have a metallic look, which I think actually looks really good. So yeah, now I will take off the ears, which is interesting process. So I'll just take out this one ear. I'll give you 5 seconds to guess what this part of the ear is actually made of. Okay, that wasn't 5 seconds, but let's just take it off and I'll show you. So this isn't attached to the actual joint of the ear, so I actually can slide it off like this. It's made out of a syringe.
Oh my god,
bro. Yeah, so, and the original ear wasn't made out of a syringe. It was actually made out of like popsicle sticks. But I decided, because it was really flimsy and they had a really high chance of falling off, I decided to use a syringe, which my mom actually gave me this idea. It actually turned out 100 times better. When I painted these, I didn't actually like sand them down, which I might do in the future. They are actually kind of old, that's why they're yellowing a little bit. But the paint kind of chipped off a bit, but when the actual ear is on this, you can't really see that. So that's the only downside of it. Put it in like this, slide it in, and then the ear goes back on. Kind of have to push it in. Okay, so yeah, now it's back on. So that's really how the ears work. I'm really happy with how they turned out. As I said before, they stick up a lot more than how they were originally put on, which makes them look a lot better. So here, I'll show the light mechanism. This is how, it's not really a mechanism, but it's how they light up, the eyes light up. So as you can see, this is the inside of the mask. It looks pretty creepy on the inside. Vision is also not as good, but it completely like covers your eyes when you're wearing it, so that's good. So this is probably not how most people who make this stuff do it, but that right there is a battery pack taking off some LED lights. like just some hung up LED lights, and the lights are strung up on the mask and around the eyes, so they actually light up the mask. You just flip that, it's lit up completely in the mask. And yeah, if you're wondering, it's not bright on my eyes. It kind of used to be, from the old eyes, since there was not much blocking it, but now these new eyes kind of like, if it makes sense, just block the light a little more, so they're not as hard on my eyes. That's pretty much it for the head. I'm really proud of how that turned out. And this is the most recent thing I did, which is the jaw. I actually had the head sitting around for a little bit. The jaw was still sitting around for a little bit, because the last YouTube short I posted for making the jaw was a couple months ago. But this is the most recent addition to this mask. So the jaw is also foam. I carved it a bit to make it obviously accurate, because Bonnie's jaw goes up and then it, like, there's a divot in it. It's thick on the end, as I showed to my best ability. Obviously not 100% accurate, but it's kind of hard to make it 100% accurate unless you have a 3D printer. These teeth are made out of air dry clay again. I did a YouTube short of making them, and there's 9 teeth in total. Hold on, 1, 2, 3. Okay, there's 10 teeth. I'm glad I didn't use foam or cardboard, like I did in my previous mask, because this gives off a more accurate look. And Bonnie, I put Bonnie's middle tooth because he does have a middle tooth. I was going to add an endoskeleton mouth, but I don't think I would have enough room to fit it. I was trying to, but I really just didn't have enough room. So back here, this is where my chin goes to move the mouth, which I'll show in a bit. I recently just added this foam piece because it used to just be this cardboard, which is under here to make the mouth move. But when I have this on and also the mask, it's really hard to make it move, like almost impossible, because these cheek areas like kind of like push the mask down, which is really hard for my mouth to actually make this part move. The mouth still doesn't move as much as I would want it to, but it moves better now. And also this is a lot more comfortable on my jaw. So here are the straps to make it fit on your head. They're actually just under the actual fabric, so a little extra stabilization. I did put a dark wash on these teeth, which is kind of hard to see, but it shows up a bit on some. Like there's, see, it's kind of dirty there. Didn't really do much, but it kind of gave it a little more dirty look. Okay, so as I promised, these are the two masks side by side. This is obviously my old one, and this is the new one. So yeah, a lot of difference here, not just because of the different characters, but as of accuracy, this one is obviously a lot better, in my opinion, at least. I mean, you could say either way, but so yeah, this one is also a lot smaller. I guess this one has a lot more foam added to it, and this one's a lot smaller. The eye technique is different than this one. These are the Christmas ornaments, and these are just styrofoam balls, a styrofoam ball cut in half, and then I just added some black fabric instead of this gray fabric, which I guess is like accurate to the character. I don't remember what Pig Patch looks like off the top of my head. This one also has a lot more seams noticeable, like this one is the main one, which this one still has that, but it's not like this one. And this one also has a lot of more wrinkles, which I didn't cover up that well. And I can't really blame myself because this is my first mask, and I still have, I still like it, so yeah, and I did add some weathering to this one, I guess you could say, just with foam, but I kind of want for this one to make it actually like professional and do it with an airbrush. Yeah, this is the inside of the mask. The vision is a lot better in this mask because the eyes are different. Like, see, it looks better in person, but see, you can see a lot better. Oh yeah, I'm kind of just rambling at this point. So yeah, these are the two masks side by side. You can see the improvement, I think, pretty well here. But yeah. So yeah, I will go try on the mask now. Well, I'll put it on for you guys to see. And I'll show you how everything works. Okay, here we are. Okay, so this is the jaw right here. Just make sure the straps are the right way. Here we go. Let's put them over your head. Yep. So here it is. The jaw is on. Just like adjust this a little bit so it's straight. And here it is. So yeah. So obviously, as I explained, this goes on my jaw. So I can move it. This is obviously a lot. Like it goes down a lot more without the mask on. But when the mask is actually on, the movement isn't as good. Here is the mask right here. Okay. And I'll just put it on. I just gotta. It's a little hard. Okay. So this is everything on. Make sure it's adjusted. As I said before, my vision is not as good with these new eyes, but I still see pretty well actually, and you obviously can't see my eyes at all this way, which in the previous eyes you could see my eyes. So yeah, so this is the jaw moving with the mask on. Obviously, not as good like I said, but it is a lot better now, than it used to be, with this new added, foam piece. This is the Bonnie mask. I'll put the eyes on. Gotta find it. So yeah. Yeah, like I said, the eyes don't light up as good, with these new eyes, but it also lights up the mouth, which is really cool, because if it's in the dark, then it looks really cool. But these still light up, the pupil parts still light up. And I think it still looks really good. So, thank you guys for watching this video. Happy 10-year anniversary Five Nights at Freddy's, and like my whole life for the past like 9 years. When will my problem stop? I don't know. Thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know if you want more videos like this. I'm gonna try doing longer videos, as I've said. So give me some video ideas if you have any. But yeah, bye bye.